Today in financial data science we'll be coding an MACD graph and strategy in Python. The end result looks like this, so let's start coding. So we start with the code where we left off in the previous video. We copy this code and paste it into the new file, an macd.py file. First thing we're going to do is erase or delete these items that are not necessary. So I'm going to delete step 1, and transforms is not needed, and also step 2 I'm going to delete. Okay, furthermore we delete all these lines. Step 3 can be deleted. Let's see. And we can also delete frankly we can delete all of these lines. So here you have it. Let's run, and here we see the plot. Okay. As we are going to include a MACD strategy, the first step we need to do is adding the MACD to the database. In the last video I mentioned that making a class for your database might seem a little overkill, and I said that later on it would make life a lot easier. Well, here we see why. Because adding an item to the database class is quite easy. So let's do that first. We make a definition for the MACD. MACD has 3 periods, period 1, 2 and 3. And first we're going to make the short line. Short is self.df, adjacent close, exponential. Okay, the span, that's the first period, and adjust is false. Adjust false dot mean. Okay, that's the short line. We're going to copy this and also make a long line, and let's see, that's period 2, and the rest is the same. Okay, then the MACD is the short minus the long. We're going to make a signal line, signal variable, and that's basically the same code as we see above. MACD.EWM, span is period 3, and adjust is false, and also a mean, like this. Okay, and we're going to return 2 items, the MACD and the signal. So furthermore we're going to make some functions. First function is a data function, so data, and we're going to include a ticker and the amount of days, like we've seen in the first video. Database is database, and then ticker dot days. Okay, and put an A there. Okay, yeah, there you have it. Then we're going to make a data frame. df is db.quote, like we saw. Oh, that's not the right one. Quote, that's the one. And we're going to add 2 more rows to our columns to our data frame. So we're going to add a df MACD. That's a db.mac. No, not like this. It's like this. Yeah, there you have it. Okay, the first period is 9, the second period is 20, and the last period is 6. So these can be adjusted in every way, and it's the 0. And then the signal line is like the same, so we can copy this, and that's a 1. Okay, and then we return the data frame like this. Okay, second function will be a plot function. So we are going to reshape the matplotlib code into a function. First we make a definition plot like this, and we add the data frame and the name to it. Okay, then this code can be remade. Okay, that's also. Then we have to make a fig dot subtitle with a P and not a B subtitle. Just we're going to put the name into it. Font size we make 10. I think that's a nice font size. Yes, 10. Okay, and we're going to add a background color. And we'll make it blue. And the color, and that's the color, the font color, we're going to make it white. And you will see it in the end result once we're finished. Okay, then AX1 is PLT subplot. Okay, subplot to grid, yes, brackets open 14.8 comma, so brackets open. Oh, we're going to need an extra bracket here. 0, 0, yes, like this. Okay, then we're going to add the row span. There you have it, row span 8. And we're going to do a col span of 40. So this makes the dimensions of the graph. This is the first graph, and we're going to add AX2 subplots, and that needs to be 8. Yes, indeed. Once you see the graph, you'll figure out why you need to put in 8, 0. Okay, x1 and x1. Okay, tap and tap this one, and tap that one, and tap that one. Okay, now we're going to add some extra lines to the plot. AX1 set X label, and that's the date, like this, and also here a font size of 8. Okay. No, it's not 3. Yes, 8. Yep. Okay, next line is a fig.tight layout. Yes. And we're going to set the AX2 set label, the Y label. Y label, there it is. And it's the MACD. And the font size also 8. Okay, done the ax2.plot. Now we're going to plot the MACD. Data is coming from the data frame, df, yes. Then we're going to add a label. It's for a legend if you want to show it. The line width, we're going to stick with 0.5, 0.5, nope, 0.5. There you have it. And the color is blue. Okay, and then the second line, I'm going to paste this line and copy and paste it like this, and I'm going to make a signal label, also a signal, and the signal line is red. So we change the color to here, red. Okay. Then we want to have a horizontal line, so x2 AXH line, and it's at 0. The color of this line is black. Line width also 0.5, and alpha transparency of also 0.5. Okay, there you have it. So the next thing we're going to do is make a third function. First we're going to delete this because we're going to put it in a function, and we're going to make a function called run. Okay, run, put in the name and the ticker. Okay, then the amount of days is 252. Yes, and we call the data frame is data ticker and days, and then we're gonna plot, and today we're going to plot df name. Yes, okay, plot. So let's plot run, and today we're going to plot Deutsche Bank AG. That's the name, and the ticker code for Deutsche Bank is DBKDE, like this. Okay, and let's run it to see if we don't have any errors. And there seems to be an error. Let's look. Yes, there seems to be an error at 78. Yes, line, it's a E. Okay, so let's run it again to see if it's working. And here you have it, the plot with the MACD as a second graph. Okay, so let's add some more features which will make it easier to detect the crossovers. Again, the first step is to add some extra items to the database class. So let's go up, and we are going to add an extra definition to the database class. Definition MACD bar self.df. Okay, MACD bar is a list like this. Okay, then a for loop for I in range 0 to the length of the data frame. Then the value is data frame MACD, and then I minus data frame signal, and yes, I. Okay, and then MACD bar. There you have it, dot append, and we're gonna append the value. Okay, and the return function. Return MACD bar. So this is the first definition. Second definition is the MACD bar color. We're gonna call it MACD color, and basically it's the same coding, data frame. MACD color is also a list, and then we're gonna copy paste this one for I in range. If df MACD, oh, it's not like this, it's MACD like this, and I is larger than the df MACD, and it's the MACD bar, not the MACD. And also here it's the MACD bar like this. Okay, and it's an if statement, so at the end, and I, yes indeed, then okay, and then we're gonna append to the color a 1, because it's 0, it's positive, and we're gonna add else, otherwise. Copy paste MACD, and I'm gonna do it -1. Okay, and also here a return function for the MACD color. There you have it. Okay, I think that's good. Okay, we are gonna add some extra columns to the data function. So that's the MACD bar is db MACD, and then we're gonna put in that's one data frame. Yes, the second one is the data frame MACD color, like this, and that's the db MACD color. There you have it, and also a data frame. And the last item is positive. Positive is data frame MACD color, and then it's larger than 0. Okay, and finally to the plot function we're going to add one line of code, and we're going to put it over here. ax2.bar, opening bracket date, and it's the MACD bar. Okay, from the data is the data frame. Label is volume. Okay, volume like this, and then the color. And here we are going to make a little trick. Color is, and then it's data frame positive, yes, dot map, then opening brackets, and then this brackets true and double. Yeah, and the true is G, close it. Oh, sorry, false first. False is red. Column red like this, and then close it. Then the width is 1, and the alpha will make it 0.8. Like this. Okay, so let's run it to see how it looks and to see if we have any errors in our code. And this looks already much better. You see here the volume, but you only see red. So let's adjust the code, because I think there is a slight adjustment to be made. Let me look, and I think it's over here where it should be -1. So let's run it again to see how it looks now. Yes, there you have it. Okay, look. Red when it's declining, green when it's going opposite. So you can perfectly see the crossing moments in the MACD bar. To finalize, let's try to place some buy and sell markers in the price graph so we can determine whether a MACD strategy would be an attractive strategy. In order to do so, we're going to add a new function to the script, but first let's import numpy. And then we're going to make a new definition. We call it def buy sell, and we put in the data frame and a risk variable. Okay, buy is a list, sell is a list, and we're going to place a flag to false like this. Okay, then we're going to make a for loop for I in range 0 length of the data frame if df MACD bracket I is larger than df signal, and then I like this. Then we're going to append cell, append NP. We're going to append nothing to the cell list. If flag is false, colon, then we're going to append to the buy list by append, and we're going to the df adjusted close for the I. There you have it. Yep. Okay, and we are going to set the flag to true. So the flag has changed now because we have a buy signal in our. Okay, else buy append. If in case there is nothing, buy append, also an NP, not a number. Okay, and then the next thing is an elif, and that's basically the other way around. So MACD I is smaller. No. Smaller like this, and to the signal, and there we have to colon, yeah, indeed. Okay, by append, and also NP does not a number if flag is true. So this is the mirrored coding of the first statement. Then we say cell append, and we're going to append the adjusted close. So we're going to copy this one to here like that. Okay. And we're going to return the flag to false. Okay. Else by append, cell append, not a number. Okay, now for some risk management, we're going to add another line, so elif, and this one is taking the risk component in the coding. So if flag is true and if the first part is always the same, and then smaller than the by list -1, so the last entered by signal, and we multiply it by 1 minus the risk. Okay, like this, and we need an extra bracket, I think. Yep. Okay, then we have cell append, and it's always the same like this. Copy. Yep. And by append NP, not a number. We reset the flag to false. Okay, and the last elif statement, flag is true. And we're going to copy it from here, I guess. Yeah, we're going to copy this. And it's smaller than the adjusted close I. So, okay. If it's dropping down more than the risk percentage that you want in one day, this is your stop loss, basically. So append, it's the same code as above, and we're going to copy paste this one in again. By append. Yeah, and we reset the flag. Okay, and finally the else statement. If all the above statements are not the case, then we append to both the by and to the cell NP NAN, NP NAN, like this. Okay, so that's the definition, and we return two items, bracket, and we're going to return the by and the cell by. Yep. Okay. So to the plot function we have to add two more lines of code. Let's do it. First to the AX1, because we have to put in some markers. AX1, scatter the df index for the date, and the df y signal. Yes. And the color is green because we're gonna buy at green. And we have a marker, an arrow pointing upwards. So that's this one, small V button mirrored, and the alpha at 1. And the second line is basically the same, so we can copy it. And this is the sell signal, of course. Sell signal, and we make it red. And the marker is downwards, so we take the V like this. And to finalize everything, we have to add some lines to the run function as well. We're going to make variable a is by sell df, and we're going to take a risk premium of 0.02, so that's 2.5%. We're going to activate the buy signal like this. Oh, sorry. Like this, I mean. And also the sell signal. So that is basically all. So let's run the code to see how it looks in its final phase. And we seem to have a small error. And the error is at, it's here, return 1 space back. So let's try again, run. And here we have it, the final graph with the MACD, including markers to buy and to sell. And we see it over here and here. So basically this is a great way to test your MACD strategy and to see whether this is a strategy that fits your profile. So I hope you like this coding session. If you do so, please subscribe or hit the like button below. You can find the source code also below in the description, and I hope to see you next time.